Hey guys, I got my video tutorial for the Gift of St Cecilia together. Wrote myself out a tab map as to how to play it, and I'll show you that as I go along. We'll just start into it. That's the A minor with a 4 in parentheses. I'll play it really slow. I haven't even got it fully learned myself, but I've got the map in front of me here, so here we go. That was A minor with the 4 in the parentheses and then the E7. So that taken apart again is your first notes are if you just and then you just what you do is you pluck them all together. Then you go to your G string, and then I'm putting my pinky on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, and then an open E. And that's my A minor with the 4 in parentheses. Then your E7. So I'm plucking the all at the same time. So, and if I'm doing that, I've already got my finger on that string there, ready to go. So, and you could reach over with your ring finger to do that, or your pinky. I'd probably use my pinky just to be more comfortable. But if you want to get a little bit of stretch and exercise in there, do that. And we're going up to an A minor 7. The way I'm doing that is I'm going up to the 5th. There's all your notes. We're just barring the 1st to 4th string, and then with that added A bass note. And then, so I strum all the way down. And there's the A minor 7, then the D7. So it's that's on the 5th fret too. I'm going from this to this, so anyway, that's not in there. Just worry about going. And then for the D minor 9, to a B flat 7th. Okay, the D minor 9 was the only change was instead of it's, and I just hopped from my middle to my pointer, 4th fret to 3rd. Try not to hit that B string. It sounds a little dissonant. Don't hit that. Okay, there's your B flat 7. And really, I don't need this finger down. My ring finger that's holding down the you could even, oops, I have to say the electric car is a little less forgiving. You could just strum down. You could do the whole chord instead of. So anyway, but if I'm paying attention to the plucking, it's so it's the barring everything from the E to the A, from the, I guess what is, I don't know tab as much as I wish I could. On the 1st fret, and my middle finger's here on the D string on the 3rd, and my pinky is on the B string on the 3rd. So, but I'm just plucking these 3 notes that I'm going. So it's when I glue it all together. And then D minor 9. So I'm borrowing everything from the A string down, those 5 strings. And then the other thing I'm doing is I have my ring finger reaching out to the D string on the 7th, so it's and then for that added, I'm reaching out with my pinky on the A string on the 8th. So and then G minor 7 with 4 in the bass. Just those 4 notes in that string. If you can, when you're doing it, for example, I'm using my middle finger for that G root note. I'm muting my A string, and I just strum down. This chord's a little awkward the way it's made. So I mean, if you're a beginner, it's going to be awkward if you're not used to, I don't know, maybe if you're not used to jazz music or something, because it's kind of jazzy. And there's the notes individually. Let's see where my fingers are there. And then just strum down. No, I'm not gonna. You could hit that E string and it wouldn't sound bad. It would still sound harmonious, but I don't know. I'm doing my best here. Okay, F6 with A in the bass. Whoops. So our first 3 notes plucked together are, for those of you who are more chord minded, think like F major 7, like only your middle finger's up and you're hitting an A. Since it's technically it has an A in the bass, it's just over that, and then you just pluck all those together for. And I think we move on to my next page. Let me show you the picture real quick of that. Pause the video if you really need to take a look at the tab, see what's going on there. I'll bring it down one more time so you can really see it. Probably needed, well, anyway, I should have probably done it in marker, but so it's even more visible, or maybe I need to do a Word document or something. Or I guess now I'm a Google person, so. And then we're going to move on to the second page, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so we're moving on from the F6 with A in the bass to another E7. So we're doing this again. And we've done an E7, so I'm not going to go over all the mechanics again. And another A minor 7th. Plucking's a little bit different. There's a few little notes in there. It'll go something like this. So it's like strumming down, borrowing everything, these 4 strings, A note bass represented. And then I'm just reaching it with my pinky to the 8th fret. Okay. To get that note, G note, and then I'm playing another. Kind kind of an octave chord. So that's the B string on the 8th, and I'm still borrowing. Just go ahead and leaving that bar there. So then I'm letting go with my pinky, and I'm just plucking the B and G strings. Still barring. Then I'm going with my ring finger on the 7th on the G string. So again, all that together. Okay, if I can do it myself. And then we're moving on to the D7th. And I'm just going to go ahead and come back down here. So we start out plucking the notes, and all together. D7th, and onto the D minor 9th. So it's the first plucking the, and then I let go with my pointer, and then I hammer back on, and then we go to the B flat 7, so I'm plucking all at the same time. And then D minor 9th, or shoot, not that. Actually, don't do that. I'm sorry, don't do that. That was I was trying to get a note in there that I've just decided I'm not going to worry about. So here we go. So, and back C9 with G in the bass. To a G minor 7th with a 4th in parentheses. So anyway, with that D minor 9, you kind of, if you like it, you can do that. The only thing I see that taken away is it's your bass note. Your D note isn't in there anymore. When you do that, your bass note becomes an F. I think 99% of people who listen probably won't care. Just the ones who are like, semi-serious musicians who are like, oh, your bass, those people, those poor sad people. So if you want to play something that quote unquote stays musically accurate, that keeps your D note ringing, I went with that barred D minor 9th thing. Thinking of Blur. Okay. But then on to a C9 with G in the bass. So it's all the notes individually. And then I'm just reaching down with my pinky to the B string, where the G minor 7th with the 4 in parentheses is there. To change that, apparently. One note and the whole chord changes. So there you go. That's music for you. Anyway, let me show you that map real quick. Again, because if you couldn't see the way I was fingering things with my hand, this is probably the next best thing to look at. And again, feel free to pause the video to really look at that and see it. Okay, next page. Another A minor with 4 in the bass. So again, we'll just kind of go through it quickly. To an E7th. We've done this earlier in the video, so I'll just go ahead and do it and move on. minor 7 with that little to a D7, and then a D minor 9. Some of this is stuff we've already done before, so I'm just kind of going through it quickly. Whoops. Okay. C9 with G in the bass. What's that? What are those individual notes? They are and my ring finger is kind of, well, it covers the low E string on the 3rd, is kind of reaching down on the A and muting it at the same time it's covering, so when that A string doesn't ring and mess it up. And then another A minor 4 to E7, A minor 7. So let's play all through that real quick. So there's a little bit of a climb that's happening in that A minor 7. So we're doing our barred thing on the 5th fret again. I'm just reaching up with whatever finger I'm comfortable with to the 7th for the E string to get that. And then I'm just hitting that and keeping this the bar is staying where it is the whole time. To the next part. So let me show you that. There's that. And pause the video again if you need to see it. There's your that. And then there's that. And again, tabs are good because they help you find where your fingers go. You can kind of see what my hands were doing and then look at this and kind of put it all together that way if you're having fingering issues. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost there. D7th. Okay, this D7th I have up here. So I did that because you have the and then D minor 9, B flat 7, sorry, yeah, to a D minor 9th that I slide up here to do. So I'm strumming the quickly, so I get a, and then I'm just hitting the, once I've got my fingers set, I don't have to do anything. It's all left to these guys to pick arpeggiate, pick out the individual notes. Then moving on to a G minor 7 with 4 in parentheses. Sorry, I did that wrong. Let me try it again. So we're ending that song with they recommend a C second, which if I'm being technical, I would do, and I'm not letting my E, my highest high string ring. I'm just those 5 strings. It might, on the record, I'm not sure it isn't. So instead of up here, it's then your C chord, and then reaching up to the low E to get that G note. So because I think it's a C2, the G in the bass. So anyway, let me show you that page. Partly, this video is good if you actually have heard this before. And this is me slowing it down and taking it apart for you. So if you really want to hear it played all glued together, listen to the recording. I think it's Steve playing. Pretty sure it's, I bet my money's on it being Steve playing that piece. Yeah. So there you go. If you have any questions, let me know. And Merry Christmas, guys.